80% of a project manager's time is spent communicating. And I think a lot of project managers would actually say this might be a conservative estimate. Really and truly, the reality for every project manager is that we have much of our project invested in communication. For example, communication in a project really sets the tempo. This is where a project's pacing really lives. The communication stream is the lifeline of a project. It makes things move, it makes things change, and it absolutely sets the tone for where the project is going to go. That is a really key element in any project, right? That the tone is positive and forward moving. And that happens in the communication stream. Another reality for a project manager is that the types of project stakeholders and thus the various communication needs are legion. It would be really simple to say that we can, communicate every project X, Y, and Z exactly this way, and the project will go off flawlessly. But the fact is that there is no one size to fit all projects. There is no one type of communication to fit all projects. For example, if you think about it, what your project team needs is not what your president needs. Your stakeholders have very, very different requirements for communication. So, yes, we can say that there probably is a bit of a formula for basic best practices for project documentation, but the versions and the varieties that we'll have to produce as communicators and manage as communicators is fairly broad depending on the subject. And the third harsh reality that I want to share with you to start our day today is that project communication can make or break a project. If the project communication is strong, if the tone and the direction and the expectations are set and clearly communicated and met, the project has a much stronger chance of being successful. But if the communication is weak, if the communication is not focused, if the communication is not really corralled well and managed well, the project very often will break down. And that rests with you as the project manager and the project communicator. So no pressure on that. But the reality is, as the communicator, you really are the hub. So let's talk a little bit about some basics about project communication, and then get into a little more about what to expect and how you can optimize.